I'm going to be doing an install using a Kenwood KAC 628 amp, nothing too big, and a set of subs. See if I can get a better picture of them. Nothing too fancy. Splash, I guess there. I'm going to pull one of them out and see if they're four of them. I'm hoping they are, because then I can just run one, and I'm going to get a speaker box, another speaker box. So I don't want to run the one. And it is going in 2014 Kia Soul, which is obviously a second gen. Now, I'm going to be using, since I'm using my factory deck, I'm going to be using the speaker level inputs on this, which is right here. See if I can stop my hand from shaking, sorry. Okay, left and right, positive and negative. Now I already have the one side done. I'll give you a run through on the other side. It's actually run through, and it comes right down. This is the passenger side, and I'm going to be putting the amp underneath the seat in there. Okay, so we're going to go over to that side, and I'll show you what's up. Tools you're going to need: a set of wire strippers, and obviously for the crimping, we're going to want to be able to do that. I'm going to, for my stripping, I'm actually going a little more fancy pants. Right, I'm going to use that. You're going to want to be able to use this to be able to run the wire. Okay, makes life a lot easier. Okay, screwdriver. This for the speaker. See if I can get it to focus. Come on, baby. There we go. Okay, which is a T20, I believe. Yeah, it's a T20. That's for your speaker. Needle nose, another pair, you know, for grabbing and pinching. Knife for getting rid of some electrical wire. This, if you have plastic wire tools for getting the panel pieces off, it's much better. I don't, so I'm going to use this screwdriver, but I'm going to be very careful. Possibly use like a cloth. Various other tools. Right, you're obviously going to want an install kit. Right, this is a 400 watt install kit I picked up from Crappy Tire. Okay, there's my fuse, which is a 30 amp fuse, because that is 19 amps, so I'm going to want to add about 10 amps to it. You're going to want a set of these self-stripping tapping connectors if you want to do it the easy way instead of soldering, which I would rather do. Right. Okay. And I also picked up a set of these, so they can just I can put it on the speaker wire, which is right there, which will go right into my speaker level input. Okay. Now on the passenger door, rear door, in here on the handle, right in here, if you put the screwdriver in here, you'll see a little hole. If you pry, that actually, that you can see the edge of it, that actually comes out, and right in behind there, there's a screw. I'll show you. And if you look down in here, you can see there's a little hole right there. Okay, that pulls up, it's a little door. I'm going to do that and I'll come back. There's 2 screws I hold. Good idea to get some sort of a dish or something to put your screws in. Never mind these other ones here, that was from something else. Okay, as you see, doors open, screws taken out. Screws taken out. This is the panel. It was right in behind the handle. Right, just see, just pries right off. There's nothing on it. It just pops right out. Get the door panel off. I don't know if I can do this without using my screwdriver. So I need 2 hands. I'm gonna try to do this. See, just literally pops right off. There's just 2 of these. Right? Pops right off. Okay. And that was right there on the door. And then from there, you come to the inside here, right where the hinge is, there's a little lip. And just give it a good tug. Let me use my right hand. Hold on a second. Okay. Gave it a good tug. Pops off all the way around. Okay. And then literally it just lifts up and off. Okay, on the inside you'll see it's going for your rear door window, lock, whatever controls. Does it actually have locks on the rear? No, it doesn't, it's just the window. Okay, and then your other control here, which there's a button on the front, push it in, pull it out. Done, it's off. Okay, and as long as you're gentle, which I'm going to be, I'll let it hang there. At this point in time, you now have the speaker. Here's your wires. If I can remember, I'll post a picture with the wiring diagram, what wires, what color. And there's your 4 screws. Remember I said the T20. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there's your speaker. I'll come back after that's off. Okay, speaker's off. All the screws are out. There is on the back, once again, like that other one, there's a, oh, I'm sorry, this one's on the side. Right there. Okay, it's a little button you push in. Off it comes. See? It's off. Speaker comes right, geez, this is hard doing this holding the phone and all that. Okay, see, speaker's off. In case you're wondering, these rear speakers, just for general information, is Kia. They're 4 ohm 20 watts. But I'm leaving them in for now. Eventually I'm going to be upgrading my speakers and my deck. I'm just doing the subs for now as an interim thing. Now at this point, in the door jamb, you can see that thing. Okay, your boot, which protects the wires, just pulls out. There's the top one. Okay, part attached to the door. See, just pulls out. Geez, sorry about the shaky hands. There's the bottom. I'll pull back and have a better look. See, top and bottom. Now, the actual door jamb, right? Okay, this rubber piece just pulls up. Okay, don't pull it all off. You can just go up a little ways. That's what I do, up to about there and to about there. Okay, and then this just pops up and out. See, as you'll see, once you get all that off, it just literally slides right out. Oh, nice, we didn't take all the plastic off. And there's your piece. Okay. Give you a general idea. It's just clips. If you've done it, if you've done installs before, it's the same as before. Okay. Put this over with my other pieces. Piece of plastic garbage. And then at this point, just pulls up. I just pull up the one. I'm gonna have to pull this a little further up. That was the rubber piece, this thing. Okay, and in here, see if I can get my finger on it. You can see a hole, okay, which is a little bit further down. See my finger? A hole to that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run my wire runner from, I'm going to start in there, run it downwards. You'll notice it'll feel like it can't go in, but if you go on a downward angle, it'll actually go through, and it will come out through this hole. Okay, you just stick your baby finger in there and just wait, and eventually you'll feel it, and then you pull it out through the hole. I'll come back once I've done that. Now you can see it's in through there. Okay, when I pull this out, it comes out through that hole I was telling you about. That's a little bit lower. Okay, it comes out here. I'm taking my wire. What I did is I took this metal thing, folded it in half, as you can see. Okay, suck the wire through it, tape the end so it doesn't catch on anything. See? And I just left a good length of wire before I get to the ends. So, as you can see, okay? Now all you have to do is very gently, because you're going to run into snags, pull it through, and it'll come through up here. Okay, the wire is now coming out of the hole, like I said. Now what I did is I took this, put it in through the bottom part of the boot, comes out through the top part of the boot right here. Okay, comes out to there. Once again, stuck the wire in, same process, very gently pull it all the way through to the bottom part of the boot. Top came out through the bottom. Okay, the last step is this is actually easy. You just stick your hand in through here, feel up for the hole. Might even be able to stick my finger out through it. Yep, there you go. Okay, grab the wire, pull it out through the hole. Okay, now you got your wire sticking out where your speaker is. Now at this point I forgot to mention I added an extra tool in. Okay, I'm using a drill bit and a drill. I'm going to take the speaker and I'm going to drill a hole, small hole, right beside where the plug is, and I'm going to bring the wire up through that little hole so it's sticking out through the plug. I'll come back after all that's done. Okay? Okay, speaker's not bolted in, but it actually sits there. Wire is coming out through that little hole of mine, all nice, neat, tidy. Okay, I'm now going to use these grommets. Okay, that's why I picked up a crappy tire. Okay, as you see, one hole doesn't go all the way through. The other one does. Okay, the hole that does not go all the way through is what I'm going to put that speaker in, wire in. The hole that goes all the way through will just kind of clip on there, like that. So I'll clip this on, just run the other wire till it hits the dead end, and then I'll use my needle nose or whatever and push the metal piece here down, and it'll splice in, and then this little piece here just folds over and clips shut. Done. You've spliced into a wire. That simple. So that's what I'm going to do now, of course. Okay, that's all done. See, nicely spliced in there. Okay, I got in through my hole, and I actually put my rubber back on. Now I got the wire coming in here, and it's actually sneaking out through the bottom and coming out under my seat, and I'm going to run it all the way across to the passenger side. As for everything here, I showed you how to take it off, reverse order to put it all back on. Okay, I'll come back after all that's done and my wires are into the passenger side. Okay, doors on, everything's all nice, neat, and tidy. See, it's all back together. Ran the wire along under my seat. It's actually under there. I was actually able to actually tuck the wire underneath the rear part of my center console. Comes out on the passenger side with the other wire. Like I said, I already did the other side. Okay. Next is my main power wire from under the hood. I'm going to try and push it in through here. That's actually rubber. I what I'm probably gonna do is use my knife, make a little hole along the side of the wires. Make sure you don't cut the wires. Okay, on this side, which will come through under my hood. Let's see if you can actually see it. Hopefully you can. There you go, right down in there. See if I can put my finger right there. Okay. You see it down in there? Okay. What I'm going to do is poke a hole through, and then I'm going to run my handy dandy wire puller through again. I'm going to go from under my front seat, and it's going to come out in the hood. Doesn't really matter which way, that's just the way I like to do it. And then I'm going to grab my probably an 8 or 10 gauge power wire for my fuse, and I'm going to run that from then I'm going to attach that and run it inside the car. I'll come back after that's done to show you. Okay, got the video, or my cable run goes in through there. What I did is I just used that same drill I used for my speaker wires in the back, and I just went in and very carefully chose a spot and drilled a hole. And I actually didn't even need this thing. I just took my wire, pushed it through the hole, which it actually went through, which popped out on this side. Sorry about the lack of focus. Come on, get back into normal. And yeah, there you have it. So what I'm going to do now is the end of the wire. Okay, I'm going to put my end on, which will attach directly to my positive terminal, and then about 1 foot back, I'm going to snip it. I'm going to put my inline fuse in, and I'm not going to connect it. That's like the last thing you connect. Okay, so you're just going to get everything set up to connect. And here's my wire here, which I'm not actually going to run it yet. It's eventually going to go under my dash and across and down the passenger side, along with my power wire. If you're doing an aftermarket deck, you're going to want to run all your speakers separately, so you run your speakers down the driver's side. There you have it. So yeah, what I'm going to do is tap into my fuse panel, find a remote turn-on fuse that only turns on, like my stereo or whatever, whenever I start my car. So when I shut the car off, the amp will turn off. So what I'm going to do, so just to rehash, I'm going to put the fuse in up front, and then I'm going to get this my remote turn-on hooked up, and I'm just going to run the wires just down to the back, so I want to make sure this amp works. You should never actually hardwire everything in until you know everything works properly. So I'll be back in a bit. Let's start at the front. Okay, I got my ends on. See, not attached. Don't be dumb like I almost was. This side is actually the negative. Look at the big red plus sign. Duh. Positive. Now, obviously, there's a well, you know, if you got the same car I do, then you got this door on it. Well, there was no way of running the wire in there, so I used that same drill bit. I think it's like 1/4 inch, and I drilled a hole that works out the perfect size, and I attached it right there. Okay, it closes nice and tight and firm, all nice, neat, and tidy. And then my wire runs under through the dash. It's all around here. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to bolt it down, but for now, there she is. Now in here, I don't know how this is how well it's gonna work. Fuse panel. Turns out that one right there. See if I can get a better shot of it. Is a spare. Okay, well, I tapped into it, and I'm just hoping that when I shut the car off, it shuts off. So that remains to be seen, because obviously I don't want to kill the battery. So that's done. So what I'm going to do next is on the passenger side, front door, I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to run my ground from under the seat up into here underneath this kick plate, and I'm going to use a self-tapping screw, and I'm going to drill right into the metal, and that'll give me my ground. And then I'll have all my wiring in the back. I should be able to hook up my amp. Okay. Got all my wires hooked up, like I said. See, I just got everything just sitting out. You don't want to hardwire anything. I don't have my speakers hooked up yet. All I want to do is make sure it works. On a side note, that fuse I said would work for my remote turn on didn't. So I went into the third one over, third one down. Okay? Which, according to this, is third over, third down would be number 4, which is a module, but it's still a 10 amp, which is what I want, because I don't want it. I'd rather blow the fuse than the amp, right? Okay, so I am going to do my test, and if that works, I'm going to run all my wires, and then I'll get back to you with the finished product. Just a little add-in. I couldn't find a wiring diagram. So, general rule of thumb for, I don't know if it's for all cars, but definitely for this one, the darker color is not the negative, the darker color is the positive. Now, I ran my wires off the rear, so passenger side rear were brown and white. The brown was the positive, the white was the negative. On the driver's side, which was over there, it was yellow and black. Black was the positive, yellow was the negative. Okay, so there's your 4 wire colors for the rear. If you can find a wiring diagram, wonderful. I could. Okay, everything's done. Everything's installed. It works properly. Looks good. Sounds good. Like for that little amp, I must say, you know what, it pounds not too bad. It wasn't like my Clarion system where you get a lot of trunk funk and it's making your mirrors shake, but you got a lot of bass in there, and I'm pleasantly surprised and very pleased with it. In fact, I had to turn it down a bit, but it blends in with the music beautifully. Because I'm getting speaker line output, well, even without it, radio station sounds pretty crappy, but once you put your own tunes on, you're rocking pretty good. Now, I've got to say, when you're finishing your install, run your wires nice, neat, and tidy. I tucked mine in. Obviously, they came out underneath my passenger seat. Take pride in your work, man. You know, like my install kit came with wire loom. I wire loomed all my wires coming out to my amp, even though my amp's underneath my passenger seat. No one's going to see it, but it's nice, neat, and tidy anyway. You know, I'm spending all this time doing this work, and I want it to look nice. I want to know that it's been done properly. You know, do it right the first time. That's all I could say. You know, if you want to just do a sloppy job, that's up to you. But, you know, like, spend the extra half hour and install everything nice, neat, and tidy. And then you can leave it and you never have to worry about it again. And anyone ever wants to see it or you ever have to pull it out, it's so easy to work with. That being said, that was it. That's the install on that Kenwood deck with 2 subs. I'm going to try hooking it up to just the one, but I want to check the ohms on that first. Hopefully I'll still get some good trunk funk, but, well, that's a different story, different video. Take care, everyone. I hope this video helps. Ciao.